Hi guys, Karen here. Sorry about the long absence. At this time of year I always find it difficult to fit a bit of scrapbooking in. Christmas just takes over my life. But I took a day off work and here I am digging into my November hip kit at last. And I've just picked out these photos and I've used the frames from the kit. They're the pink fresh frames. And I'm just going through reminding myself what I've got in this kit. There's so much in it. Going through all the lovely papers and picking out what I wanted to use as my background. The pictures I'm using today are from 2013 and they're the first Christmas that my eldest daughter spent with her boyfriend, and they've come over a couple of weeks before Christmas to help decorate the tree. So I'm just flicking through the papers here just to see what I want to use, but I think I've picked out the one I'm going to use as my background. So I just like looking at the papers and just had a quick look through. It's been a while since I've looked at the kit. But this paper is gorgeous. It's from Pink Fresh Studios and it's called Ornaments. And the frames there, they come from the same collection, so they match really well with the backing paper. In fact, the little blue frame in the bottom right hand corner goes exactly with the paper, so I thought that really worked well. And I'm just sticking the frames onto the photos. That middle frame I'm going to have to do a bit of work on because it got a bit bent, so there's a bit of a crease in it, so I want to cover that up, which I shall do in a moment. But at the moment, there we go, I'm just picking out some twine to cover up that corner that looks a bit scruffy. And also the frame is just mainly white. It's got a few little bit flecks of gold on it which don't show up very well, and I've got to try and find a way to make it show up against the white background, which I will do shortly. But this is one of the things just to cheer it up a bit. I've put this red twine, wrapped it around and tied it in a bow in the corner there. So that's it. So the three frames are now stuck to the photos, and I'm going to work on the background. And I've got out the good old gold Heidi Swap Colour Shine, which I'm going to splatter all over the place just to kind of give just to go behind each of the photographs to give it a bit of backing and a bit of gold and a bit of shine, because you can't have too much shiny gold at this time of year. And I just keep putting the photos back, checking how it looks, adding a bit more, and I just keep going until I'm happy that I've got enough to sparkle around each of the photos. So just working in a diagonal across the page, following the line of the pattern that's on the page with all the little Christmas trees going down. I just love this paper. I think it's so pretty. So it seemed a good paper to use for decorating the tree, which is what I've got pictures of them doing here. Well, it's mainly my daughter doing the tree, and then a nice picture of her and her boyfriend together at the end of it all. And he didn't spend Christmas with us that year. That was just the first year that they were together. So he went home to his family for Christmas. So this was the only time they were with us. He was with us. So we had a nice day with him, and they really enjoyed doing the decorations together. So at the moment, I think I've decided I've done enough gold for the time being. There may be a bit more gold added later on. You can never have too much, as you know. And I'm just cutting out. I had a little template. It's basically a triangle with a little bit on the bottom to make a Christmas tree. I thought the middle picture was needed a bit of backing, needed something to lift it from the page. So I'm cutting out this Christmas tree shape to pop behind it. And it's not quite right on that side, so I'm going to move it in a moment. Nope, I don't like it there. Going to have it on the other side. That's better. So that's what I've decided to leave that in that position for now. There's a little bit of changing around happens later on. And I'm looking at this cut apart sheet, and I've decided to cut out that Deck the Halls little cut apart in the middle there. That's going to be my title piece, because it seemed to cover what we were doing and I really liked it. I thought it worked really well with the rest of the page. It's all from the Pink Fresh Studio collection, so everything goes well together. There we are, just put that up in the corner there. And I've decided I need a little bit more gold. Oh no, sorry, this wasn't the gold. There's a few splatters of, I think this is the ruby. This is from, I think, isn't it Sprinklings or something like that. can't remember what they're called. Just a little bit of red splatter there. Not a lot. I didn't really want to go too mad with it. I just thought it another little colour just to add to the background. I think might have been a spritz, something like that. And I think the colour was definitely ruby. Now I'm using some of the washi strips from the washi pack. I can't remember if this comes from Pink Fresh or not, but it was in the was it in the kit? Well, it was one of my additions to the kit anyway. So it's some really, really pretty Christmassy washi in a little booklet I had there. And there's a stripy one, and there's a little floral one. And that one's I just cut that down the middle, that floral one. I didn't want two wide pieces together, so I cut the floral one down the middle so that it's just a little narrow piece. And I'm going to stick my little tree. I've decided it's definitely going to be staying in that position, so I'm going to put that there, right in the middle of the page. There we are. Now I've lifted up the one photograph on a bit of foam, just that middle one, because of the twine. It needed lifting up a little bit, and then I realised that it didn't look quite right. The photographs, I thought the balance was better having the big photograph in the middle, so I just swapped them around, and I prefer that much better. I think it flows better with the big one in the middle and the two smaller ones at the two corners. And I'm going to add some extra embellishments. These are actually last year's Hip Kit exclusive embellishments from last year's November Hip Kit, and I had quite a few bits left over, so I've dug into that and found that little tree, that little pink tree, to add to the one. So I'm going to be using mainly trees, Christmas trees, as my embellishments on this page. And this was the exclusive alpha stickers that came in the kit. I'm not using it for my title. I'm using it because I thought it would I'd use that little star to put on the top of my red tree. And now this is this year's pack of exclusive ephemera pack from Hip Kit this year. So just dumping them all out just to see what I can use. The colour scheme is slightly different. They're slightly more muted, the colours, than last year's. So I don't end up finding an awful lot. But I picked out that gold star, and in the end I decided not to leave it there, but temporarily it's just sitting there on that little pink tree. So now I'm just going to stick down my photographs. That one's stuck down, so I'm definitely committed to having that one in the middle there now. I'm glad I swapped those round. But as soon as I did that, I thought, yeah, that looks better, rather than having the big one sort of squashed into the corner at the bottom there. And I'm just looking for any other little embellishments. Oh yes, there's a little row of Christmas trees. That was in the new pack, and I really like that there, just in the top corner. It's not stuck down, as you can see. It's not quite stuck. It's still a little bit wonky there. I haven't quite stuck that down yet, but I really like that little row of Christmas trees up the top there. Now I'm picking out a little bit more of washi from that pack, just doing a little bit of just the plain red to make a separation, because I want to put a little row of Christmas trees. There we are. And if I put it straight on top of the floral one, it sort of blended in and it didn't quite show up against it. So I put that little bit of red washi in between, so that they all stood out separately. And I like that, how that ends up looking. So you need a little tiny bit really either side. Once you put the die cut on there, you only need a little bit at the sides. And now I'm definitely going to put those trees at the bottom there. It's all about the trees, this page. We're decorating the tree, and it's basically all trees for my embellishments. There's another little die cut tree, because I've got a tree punch, and I had punched that out and trying to find a place for it. And it's just going to pop in the middle there, in the middle of the little tree collection I've got going. In the middle there. And now I'm looking for some more embellishments, some more trees. I found some puffy trees. That's also from Pink Fresh Studio. Lovely big puffy sheet. And there are a few trees on there, so they're going on the page as well. Trying to pick out the ones that go with the rest of the layout. So they're the navy blue ones, and there's one that's got a little bit of pink on it on the other side. These are some gold puffy alphas. and they're gold and glittery. They're really beautiful. So I'm just using them for the year, because my title is Deck the Hall, so I don't need to do a title. I just wanted to make the year, because this is to go in and out. I've been creating an album since this daughter here, since she was her first Christmas. I do a page for every Christmas. At least that's how it started. Since I went digital, I'm ending up with usually about 3 pages for each Christmas for each year. But I'm on my 3rd Christmas album now, because I've been trying to do at least 1 page for every year for every Christmas since she was born. Every year now it's getting more and more pages for each year. So I have to make sure that the year is very clear so that I can track it through her life. And then her sister, of course, has joined in, and so she's in them since she was born as well. And I think probably by the 2013, I think I'm going to have at least 3 pages, if not 4, for 2013. And I'm just adding a few stickers from the sticker sheet, again from Pinkfresh Studio. That one says a December to remember, and then Forever in my heart, because these two, as you can see, were in the throes of early young love. And I'm just doing my journaling in a gold pen, and it just says, this was Jenny and Gary's first Christmas together, so they both came over to help with the Christmas decorations. Just a simple explanation of what's going on here. And I'm just getting out the little enamel dots that came in the kit from Pinkfresh. So everything coordinates so beautifully with all these Pinkfresh Studio ephemera and all the bits and pieces that went with the collection. And I'm just putting on the actual date above the 2013. It was the 14th of December. So I thought, rather than using a stamp, I'll just write that on. And then I'm just looking for a final few pieces just to finish off. Thought I might use that piece of washi, but it can't quite make it work there. I stuck down that frame so well that I can't tuck anything underneath it, so I'm just having to put things just lay them right up against the frame, because I didn't really need to leave enough room to, oh, sorry about my head there, to tuck it in. So I've just got another bit of washi that just says traditions documented. Keep trying those bits of washi, but I think that's the only bit that I'm going to be putting on. And then looking for something else to go with it, and there's some more labels on that label sheet. That one's actually gone, it's a little parcel, so I'll put that with the trees. And then there's a little blue one, she's got a sort of star, a couple of snowflakey pictures on it, and a final label that says trim the tree, because that's what Jenny's doing, trimming the tree. Just trying to decide with the last few little bits to add. And back to the puffy sticker sheet, I'm going to put a couple of little puffy flowers on there just to soften that, because it looks a bit blocky with those labels and bits and pieces on there. So it was looking a bit too blocky, so I put the flowers on just to soften it. And now I'm just adding a few more enamel dots. So thank you for joining me again. I will try and do another page before Christmas, but as I'm sure all of you are, it's really, really busy for me at the moment, so I'm finding it a bit difficult to find time to do a bit of scrapbooking. But I shall certainly be doing lots after Christmas. There'll be lots more Christmas layouts coming along after Christmas. So thank you for joining me, and see you again soon. Goodbye.